and getting to eat amazing food and
Yeah.
being treated like a goddess.
Like a goddess, yes. And by the way, because it's Brahmcharini, that's why you see us wearing white and the Rudraksh, because it is said that Rudraksh is the only ornament she wears. Somebody who is very delicately brought up, lived like a princess, but at the same time, she's having so much of focus, concentration, willpower, and she's fearless to leave one life and step into other for thousands of years.
And there was this huge poster of Bal Gopal, and it was the most beautiful eye.
Right.
So I was not knowing where to go. So I just stood in front of the idol and I just prayed that I hope I find my parents. soon.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थितः नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थितः नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। वेलकम एवरीवन, नमस्ते एवरीवन। आज दूसरा दिन है नवरात्रि का, माँ ब्रह्मचारिणी का दिन है। माँ दुर्गा का जो सेकंड फॉर्म है उसे हम ब्रह्मचारिणी के नाम से भी जानते हैं। और ये एपिसोड शूट करने के लिए आई हैव अ वेरी स्पेशल पर्सन विद मी, शी इज़ अंजना। So to start with, Anjana, can you please tell something about yourself, who you are, what do you do, anything that you want to share?
Okay. My name is Anjana. I am from Kerala, but born and brought up in Maharashtra. So mix of both South Indian and Maharashtrian cultures is how I have been brought up. As a professional, I am an occupational therapist. But since the past 2 years, since we moved to Netherlands, I have more of being a homemaker and as well as a freelance writer. I love writing, so I have been pursuing that side as much as possible online.
Okay. What is an occupational therapist?
So occupational therapist is a part of the rehabilitation field, just like physiotherapy, speech therapy. We help either kids or adults or older people to get back to their normal life, physically as well as mentally, after they have gone through some kind of trauma, whether if it is a stroke, a cardiac issue, orthopedic issue, any of those. So it's about rehabilitation.
And what do you write? You said you're a freelance writer.
Writer. So for me personally, I like to write more about travel and a little bit dabbling in spirituality.
Okay.
But for when I take any kind of assignments, then it depends. Sometimes it's just to write about some company's catalog or something like that.
Okay. So thank you, Anjana, for your beautiful introduction. And like you also mentioned in your introduction that you also like to do the spiritual writing. So I'm really looking forward to discuss and go to the spiritual zone and discuss about Devi Brahmcharini. Yeah. So to start with, Anjana, I want to ask you, what is Navratri to you? I mean, how you used to celebrate back at home, or what does it bring for you?
Growing up in Maharashtra, Navratri was mainly, we saw actually 3 aspects of it. One was in the South Indian temples, there will be a Golu arrangement. So as a small kid, I used to love going to the different ladies would invite you home as Navkanya. So you could see the decoration in their house. And it would be like steps of beautifully decorated Devis as well as cute things on display. So that is my first memory of Navratra. The second one, after growing up a little bit more, was going to the Durga pandals. So there would be these huge pandals with Ma Durga and Mahishasur, and there would be stories being recited in the background and cultural events happening. So we used to participate in dance or cultural singing competitions, things like that. And then the third part was the Bengali Samaj, their Durga Puja function. And that was very different. It was somehow mainly focused on Ma Kali.
Ma Kali.
So I got to learn about Ma Kali also through that. Only after coming here actually, last year at your place when you had the 9 days of Navratra, and for each one you explained which Devi, which form of Durga, is celebrated, is when I came to know, okay, there are 9 forms of Durga. While I was learning Bharatnatyam, we knew like 9 forms of Lakshmi, Dhanalakshmi, Santanalakshmi, like that.
You get to know so much when you talk to different people. What does Devi mean to you?
Personally, I feel that Devi is a form of balance in which the nurturing, caring side, as well as the strength and courage side, is unanimous. Taking care of other people at every stage of life. When the time comes, and in case of adversity or against injustice, anything like that, then the strength to stand up against it.
So you explained it very beautifully. The balance between nurturing and strengthening is Devi, according to you. Lovely. There are times when everybody does that, you really feel low, sad, you don't have any energy to do anything. So do you have any sort of setting for yourself or any activity for you that you do and it brings energy to you, not only physical but mental energy as well, on the days when you are
feeling a little bit low?
Yeah.
I think for me, the biggest thing is speaking my mind out and connecting with other people. So it could be my mom or it could be friends. I have always had close girl friends who I can completely open my heart to, and talking to them helps. The other thing would be nature. Like if I go out for a walk on any day, no matter how low I'm feeling, how gloomy it is, it just rejuvenates. Nature is another form I feel. I feel nature is like Devi. It's she. Nature is
She's a healer.
Feminine form. So yeah, she's a healer. And nature, just sitting by a water body calmly and looking at some greenery around you, it's a great energy booster.
So people and nature.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing I want to ask you that since you are from southern part of India, then you grew up in Maharashtra. So any particular story of Devi that you might have seen on the television or heard from your grandparents or anyone that stayed with you?
There is a story, again, I don't remember the complete detailed specifics of it, but growing up, like to go to sleep, my mom always told us stories. That's how we fell asleep. And one of the Devi stories that she would tell would be about a woodcutter.
Okay.
And he's cutting wood, and the whole part about being greedy and not greedy, and then the Devi appearing and blessing him with the gold
axe,
the gold axe as a present for his. So that story is what the first, I guess, mention of Devi.
The first mention of Devi for you. Yeah. Now that you mentioned it, when I recall that story, we used to read that in school.
It's like once upon a time, long time ago. So that was the story.
So thank you for bringing back the childhood memories. Have you ever felt protected by divine? Sometimes go into a situation which can be like life-threatening or some kind of a situation wherein you are totally stuck and you don't know how to proceed further. I mean, then you suddenly felt a blessing, or suddenly felt that a miracle has happened to me. So anything that you ever experienced like that in your life?
So in general, I have felt very connected to God, and I have always felt like on a daily basis growing up, we used to pray in the morning, pray in the evening. Evening prayers would be with the family, and that was a ritual. Then growing up, you start feeling it's not just a ritual, you feel the connection. And when I stepped out of the house, I went to US to study for my master's. That's when I really felt that I had a protective aura that was keeping me safe in all kind of completely new world. So there are two instances actually where I felt divinity. One was when I was very young. I think I was 7 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and we were at Shirdi Sai Baba temple.
Okay.
And there was a lot of, that was probably the first temple that we visited where there was a lot of crowd. And I got separated from my parents in the line.
Right.
So I was not knowing where to go. So I just stood in front of the idol. And I just prayed that I hope I find my parents. So eventually my parents made it to the front and they saw me.
Okay.
So that is the first time. The second time was with Lord Krishna. So it was going to be my mom's birthday. Her Ishtadev is Bal Gopal.
Bal Gopal, okay.
So I wanted to get her a big portrait of Bal Gopal for her birthday. And we were on a college excursion to Pune. And I searched shops and outside temples everywhere for a portrait of Bal Gopal. And I couldn't find it. And then we were getting down a bus in Aurangabad. We had gone to the Ajanta Ellora caves. And we just got down the bus and I see on the road itself displayed posters. And there was this huge poster of Bal Gopal, and it was the most beautiful eyes.
Really?
It was just beautiful. And I bought it immediately. I rolled it up. I took it back to Nagpur, got it mounted. And on her birthday, I could gift it to her. So
beautiful.
That was the second time I was like, I was getting desperate to find something for her, and then God just appeared.
Just right in front of you. I also have very similar two experiences, which I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
But very, very similar, both of them. Yeah.
That just touches you.
Yeah, it does. It does. Thank you so much for sharing that, Anjana. So now, like I said, today's day 2. The second form of Durga is called Devi Brahmcharini. I'm going to read the story of Brahmcharini to you. You have to think of a person that comes to your mind and you have to tell me who that person is and why.
Okay.
Yeah. So day 2, Devi Brahmcharini. So according to Hindu mythology, goddess Brahmcharini, she was the daughter of Himalaya and she was known as Shailputri. Yesterday was the first day of Navratri and it was goddess Shailputri's day. So why she was reborn? Because in the previous birth she was Sati and she was reborn to marry Lord Shiva, because in her previous birth she had left her body on the insult of her husband by her father Daksha. So that is also a very big story in itself. So in this birth, when she came to the age, so she was guided by Devarishi Narad to do meditation or sadhana to be able to achieve Lord Shiva. So she was, just imagine somebody who has been brought up as a princess, literally. She was the daughter of the great king of Himalayas, and that she immediately agreed to leave everything aside because the motive was so strong, because her mission was so strong that she didn't even think, how will I be able to do that? And she went to the forest and she did her meditation, tapasya, or the sadhana for long time. So it says in the Puranas that she did for thousands of years. She only ate fruits, beetroots and dry leaves in the beginning, and she slept on the floor. She was only surviving on the bael leaves that we also offer to Lord Shiva. And then later on she stopped eating or drinking anything. And she stayed in one place in the scorching summers, harsh winters, stormy rains, and she actually followed a very strict fasting regimen. So it was for so many years. You just imagine a person just staying in a place and not eating anything. Then her skin also, it turned very pale and she was just reduced to the size of a skeleton, it says. And then later on she was then blessed by Brahma that all her desires will be fulfilled, and she had performed hard austerity, and due to which she was called Brahmcharini. So literal meaning of Brahmcharini is a student, a female student who pursues the sacred religious knowledge. And Bhagwan Shiva was very much pleased by her, and then he came to marry her. So that is a different story, and then she got a different name. So the story that comes tomorrow. So this was Brahmacharini, somebody who is very delicately brought up, lived like a princess, but at the same time she's having so much of focus, concentration, willpower, and she's fearless to live one life and step into other for thousands of years, to give up everything just to achieve what she wants. So in today's day, who do you think in your circle who this person is, not exactly who is going to such extremes, but has these traits of similar to that of Brahmacharini?
As you narrated the story, the one person that came to my mind is one of my friends. Her name is Rachna.
Rachna, okay.
Yeah, she's Gujarati, and she got married when she was 19 or 20 years old. And after that, she really wanted to become a doctor. And because of the way the household was and things like that, she could only pursue like a BCom degree, and she was working in a school in India. And then she took it upon herself that you have only one life, and if you really want something, you should try and do your best to pursue it.
Yeah.
So after getting married, she expressed that to her husband, who was very supportive about the whole thing. So she gave her exams, she came to US, she finished her studies of and today she's a doctor. So staying apart from her family, because her husband had to continue staying in India to take care of the business, but she wrote scholarship tests and got a scholarship. She got into masters, and she went through a lot of hardship because of the societal norms that after marriage these are the goals you should have.
Yeah.
But in her mindset, she was so focused that she wants to be a doctor in her life, that she overcame all those hurdles. And today she's a practicing doctor in New York. And during the COVID times, like, I could see stories about her, how she had helped patients and things like that. So yeah, it's amazing how much of a focus in any regard. Yeah, if you have that, then you can achieve goals.
So, will it be possible for you to give her a call and tell this?
Right now,
Time zone will be different. So, what time will it be in the US?
So she's in New York, so it's 6 hours behind us.
So then what we can do is you can drop her a voice note on WhatsApp.
Sure, I can do
and then
that.
you can share with me what she replied. All right.
Hi Rachu, this is Anju. So I am here with one of my friends, Shagun, and we are talking about Navratri and Devi. And she narrated a story to me about Devi Brahmcharini and how her focus on tapasya helped her to achieve Lord Shiva. And when she narrated that story to me, she asked me who I related that story to in my life. And I told her about you, how you were doing BCom in India and got married, and you still wanted to be a doctor, and you were so focused on that goal in life that you pursued it, you worked really hard, and with all your dedication, you came to US, you studied, you did your undergrad, your masters, and now you're a successful doctor in New York who helped a lot of people especially during the COVID times. And we all are very, very proud of you and look up to you. And I related you to the story of Devi Brahmacharini. So take care, and I'll talk to you some other time. Okay. Bye.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for doing it, and I'm really looking forward to hear her reply.
I will share it with you when she does.
Yeah, thank you so much. So that was Devi Brahmacharini, and the very reason I thought about you to do this episode with you is because of your simplicity, the way you carry yourself, and I also see a lot of focus and dedication in the things that you do, the way you do the things, the way you learned Dutch and then you tell about it. Tell me how fluently you can speak Dutch. So for me, you have the traits of Brahmacharini.
Oh, thank you so much.
So the last thing is that we know that we have both masculine and feminine energy in us. So, what is the thing that you do makes you feel feminine?
Again, there are two things I
Okay.
believe. One is in general taking care. Like I have been called the mother hen who basically like takes care of everybody and makes sure
Okay.
everybody is comfortable. And second thing I really feel, especially nowadays, is cooking.
Cooking. Okay.
Yeah, like for body and mind, healthy food is very important.
Very important, yeah.
And I have realized that I never used to like. I never had the opportunity to cook. So only after getting married, I started doing a little bit of cooking. My husband actually is a very good cook, and he taught me how to cook. So from him I learned, and I realized how important it is that when you cook at home, you're able to provide the nourishment for your family.
Good food not only nourishes you physically but also mentally and spiritually. Yeah. Okay, so I really want to do this activity with you.
Okay.
So, what
sounds
are we
good.
going to cook today?
It's very simple,
Huh?
has a very mild taste.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Kerala. It's called appam and
Appam,
vegetable stew.
Mm-hmm.
So both are white. Appam is a very, it looks very pure. It's basically white because of coconut and rice and those two ingredients make it really soft and fluffy. And the taste is also very mild and simple.
Lovely. I'm so looking forward to it. Thank you. So let's cook appam and vegetable stew.
Okay. This is the appam batter. It's basically rice and coconut and mixed with coconut milk.
Rice, coconut, and the coconut milk.
Yeah. So the coconut milk is what helps to ferment it.
Just take one and put
ladle.
it here in the center.
Yes.
Okay. And
Then you hold the sides, rotate it. Perfect. You're like a pro.
I might be pro in eating, but not. The shape is not coming.
That's fine. That's totally fine. And then you just close it.
So no oil, nothing is
Nothing.
needed.
Because it's a non-stick kadai, you don't need oil. Well fermented, you get all these holes.
Yeah.
So this is the vegetable stew. It has potato, carrots, cauliflower, beans, peas, coconut milk, and you can add green chili, pepper, any of those things for the spice if you want, and salt. That's it.
We had a really relishing and nourishing appam and vegetable stew. Thank you for showing me how it is cooked and for also feeding me. So this brings us to the end. Ended with singing a bhajan, and you have chosen to sing Humne Aangan Nahi Buhara. So basically this bhajan is about inviting the Bhagwan Ji to come home, but it's also telling us to check that if we are ready when we call him or when we want to see him or her, because it's Navratri. So are we also ready to welcome the goddess? So it's a very beautiful bhajan, and let's sing it together.
Okay.
हमने आंगन नहीं बुहारा, हमने आंगन नहीं बुहारा, कैसे आएंगे भगवान, कैसे आएंगे भगवान, चंचल मन को नहीं संभाला, चंचल मन को नहीं संभाला, कैसे आएंगे भगवान, कैसे आएंगे भगवान। हर कोने कलमश कषाय की लगी हुई है डेरी, नहीं ज्ञान की किरण कहीं भी, हर कोठरी अंधेरी, आंगन चौबारा अंधियारा, आंगन चौबारा अंधियारा, कैसे आएंगे भगवान, कैसे आएंगे भगवान, हमने आंगन नहीं बुहारा, हमने आंगन नहीं बुहारा, कैसे आएंगे भगवान, कैसे आएंगे भगवान। हृदय हमारा पिघल न पाया जब देखा दुखियारा, किसी पंथ भूले ने हमसे पाया नहीं सहारा, सूखी है करुणा की धारा, सूखी है करुणा की धारा,
कैसे आएंगे भगवान, कैसे
आएंगे भगवान, हमने आंगन नहीं बुहारा, हमने आंगन नहीं बुहारा, कैसे आएंगे भगवान, कैसे आएंगे भगवान, कैसे आएंगे भगवान, कैसे आएंगे भगवान. Thank you. It was so beautiful and soulful. And with this, I really hope that all of us are ready, not only cleaning the houses but also cleaning deep inside what's going on and cleaning our hearts, mentally also ready to welcome Goddess Durga for these 9 days into our homes, into our hearts, and into our lives. So thank you so much for this beautiful, beautiful episode, and I really wish you and everybody who is watching it a very happy and a blessed Durga Navratri. Thank you.
Happy
Jai Mata Di.
Jai Mata Di.